For several years now, Nigeria has been grappling with the rising scourge of clashes involving pastoralist Fulani herdsmen and local agricultural communities in the pathways where the herdsmen take in search of fodder and markets. Historically, culturally and occupationally, many of these herdsmen are of Fulani tribe. They are also not educated in the dominant Western mode that largely determines the growth curve in Nigeria today, and as such, find it equally difficult to move on to other economic paths. Bloody battles between farmers and nomadic herdsmen, which claim lives and cost billions of dollars, are a long-running problem in Nigeria's countryside. The states that make up Nigeria's north-central middle belt are home to a great swath of arable land that could be key to the agricultural revolution. But the region is often the site of violent clashes between farmers and herdsmen over who gets to use the land and how. The farmers complain that nomadic cattle destroy their crops. Herdsmen, who are predominantly of the Fulani ethnicity, say they have nowhere to graze their cattle. Both groups agree the conflict is needlessly costing money and lives. President Buhari came into office promising to tackle Nigeria's myriad security issues and to win the country's economy off of its dependence on oil production revenues. Solving the crisis between farmers and the herdsmen could be key to building up Nigeria's underperforming agricultural sector. Meanwhile, the Minister of Agriculture, Chief Aldogbe, has given a blueprint for the new phase of agriculture in Nigeria. One of the plans is ensuring an end to the recurrent crisis of cattle rustling by Fulani herdsmen. Speaking at the 41st National Council on Agriculture, which held in Kano recently, he said the federal government, through his ministry, is concluding plans to grow grass to feed cattle instead of allowing them to graze and pose risk to farmlands and crops.
We are saying that we are not in agreement with the idea of planting grasses. Like the Minister of Agriculture is saying that they want to plant grasses all over the state for cattle to feed. Why must cattle be fed free of charge? Poultry farmers in the north, in the south, we go to the north to buy maize. We go to the north to buy soya beans. So they should confine their animals. They have large expanse of land in the north, and they have dams all over the north, which they can use to irrigate the grasses over there and plant whatever they want to plant to feed the animals. If they need anything from the south, they should come and buy. Like we are buying maize from them, like we are buying soya from them. And we are equally calling on the state government here to liaise with other southwest governors, because this is our heritage. We must not allow anybody, we cherish the fact that the northerners are keeping religiously, they treasure their cattle. That is their source of livelihood. They must not come down south to use their economy to destroy our own economy. And the argument that it is their culture to move about, we have debunked that. It can't hold water. Culture is geographically bound. So it should be restricted to where that is the culture. Even in the southwest here, we don't allow goats to roam about. Talk less of cattle.
Back in Anambra State, the Commissioner of Police, Hassan Karma, and the Southeast Zonal Chairman of Cattle Rearers Association of Nigeria, Alhaji Gidado Siddiq, have tasked Fulani herdsmen in the state and host communities on peaceful coexistence, which will be beneficial to all and sundry, rather than embarking on agitations that cause damages. Alhaji Siddiq, who is also the Sakin Fulani community based at Ugwoba, also disclosed that a conflict resolution committee has been set up by the Anambra State Governor, Willie Obiano. He encourages any aggrieved community to report to the committee in the face of any provocation.
We particularly caution the herdsmen the need for them to be more careful on how they move about with their animals. Because for somebody to till the whole farm for a whole year, and most crops usually take a whole season to get matured, and suddenly they are destroyed. Nobody will be happy about it. And we make them realize that importance. But we equally appeal to the farmers the need for them to actually understand with the Fulani men or the herdsmen, so that whenever there's any problem, they should promptly bring it to our notice, report to security agencies, report to this committee that the governor in his wisdom has put together that and is doing a marvelous job. And that way, things can always go very smoothly.
We have to get tolerance to ourselves. We have to be patient between ourselves, and we should be appreciating the efforts of the government.
The State Commissioner of Police and the chairman of the Conflict Resolution Committee maintains that the committee had settled several disputes quietly and amicably since it was set up, and appeals to host communities to take the option of reporting for a peaceful resolution of issues concerning cattle rearers' disturbances, while also cautioning the herdsmen to apply care in their activities to avoid violence. Over the years, as a way of preventing these constant conflicts and incidents of violent attacks, the government had initiated a policy to provide peacekeeping operations in the form of increased military presence in and around the affected areas. Besides the restoration of some temporary semblance of calm, possibly for the duration of their stay, these peacekeeping operations seem not to do much else, particularly in terms of addressing ways and avenues to enthrone actual lasting sustainable peace. Meanwhile, the government has been advised to institute some necessary action towards tackling the incessant problem of acute water shortage and drought, which are the two key issues that drive the herdsmen out of their immediate environment to seek fresh pasture and clean water elsewhere.